Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp End. So I did an unboxing. I recorded one, and then I realized that I didn't have enough context to talk about it. So this is it. This is the Aurora 3. You might know the Aurora. It's a very popular knife with Bark River Knives. They have the LT version. They have, it's a fairly small knife. I believe it's like 3.5, the number one, and then the number two is larger, and then this is the number three, which is absurdly big. Um, I just unboxed it yesterday, so this is practically still new, but this is the size of a chef knife. It's got an 8.5-inch blade, or 8.25-inch blade. Here is next to a North Arms chef knife, which I absolutely love. It started out as a practical joke, or an April Fool's joke. So there's a guy named Pink G10, and he has his own channel, and he loves Bark River, and he's on all the forums. And for April Fool's one day, he said the Aurora 3 was coming out soon, and he gave the specs, which are just ginormous, right? And but with the shape of the Aurora, with pretty much, right? And enough people joked and liked it enough that they ended up doing it. They ended up doing the full Aurora 3. And this is what you end up getting when you expand an Aurora 3 out so much. This knife overall is 13 inches long. And it is 8 inches of blade. And it's the size of a chef knife, right? He wanted it to be a utility chef knife, camp knife, right? And that's what it is. It's also really thick behind the edge. It's like 3/16, I believe it is. Yeah, 3/16 behind the edge. A usual chef knife is substantially smaller than that. So I think it's really funny that this started out as a practical joke, April Fool's joke, and then it became a real thing. And I think this is the second run they've ever done of it. The last run was 5 years ago, 3 years ago, a long time ago. Maybe this is the third run. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And you can see it has the compass on there, meaning that this is for bushcraft in someone's world, which it is. I mean, when I first opened this up yesterday, I looked at this and I immediately wanted to go out and thwack some brush and trees in my backyard. But then, I realized that there had to be more of a story behind this. So I really, really like this brass lanyard hole, and I got the one with mosaic pins and red liners. This is linen micarta. It feels excellent in the hand. It's obviously a larger knife. I did last night use it in the kitchen a little bit. Actually works really well. I don't know what you're going to call this grind. Some people would call it a Scandi convex. I think it's just maybe a convex with a little bit of a saber grind to it. And something I should really point out that I absolutely love. This is 3V, my favorite, one of my favorite knife steels for fixed blades. Sharpens real easy and strops real easy, but is also very tough and keeps an edge, and the edge isn't going to fold over on you or chip very easily unless you seriously abuse it. So 3M, I think, is a perfect knife steel for this. The only one that I would say that, might be as good or that I would have liked as well is AEBL, which I think is a great steel, but I have no problem with 3V. 3V is an awesome knife steel for this purpose. Like I said, the ergos on this are really good. It's got your traditional kind of Bark River ergos on this, and it's super large. I'm going to throw a couple of comparisons out there for you so that you can maybe get a sense. I mean, I've already told you the dimensions, and you can see how big it is for yourself, but let's put it against some other things. So this is the Genesis from LT Wright, and I feel like the Genesis is a large knife. And then we have the Bark River Bravo. So here are some comparisons for you of some standard type knives. And, if you're not into fixed blades, here is a Spyderco PM2 compared to it. So you can see it is a very, very large knife. It is kind of a utilitarian camp chef knife for sure. It's not what I thought I was getting. By that I mean I thought I was getting like a giant bushcraft type knife, which it technically is, but it's really much more of a giant utilitarian, like I'm going to cook for an army out in the wilderness type knife. You can absolutely start a fire, build your hut, and do everything you need with this, and then finish off the day by cooking your meal with this knife. Absolutely no problem. It is very thick. It's going to take a beating. It seems like it's going to be a great knife. Um, One of the reasons why I got it was because when I did my best of video, like best of small fixed blades, medium fixed blades, and large fixed blades, and I told everyone what my dimensions for a large was. I said basically large was above 4 inches and medium was 3.5 to 4. Several people commented that that was not their scale, that something like an 8-inch is what they consider large, and medium is more like, 4 or 5 to 6 or 7. And I just don't have many knives like that in my collection. Um, Besides this guy now, I have this Terra Nova Jarapuco. This is a great knife, but it's only 140 centimeters. And then I have this knife, which was my dad's, maybe it was my grandfather's. I don't 100% know, but it's an old school Bowie. This thing has got to be 70, 80, 100 years old. Definitely needs some work and some love on it. It's been used as a beater, basically. I think my dad carried this around when he was younger in Texas and just beat the living crap out of everything with it. So this is the only knife that is vaguely comparable to it as far as like in my collection, right? So yeah. By the way, if you could smash that like button, really appreciate it. Leave a comment, really helps the channel. And then it comes with this sheath, and the sheath has the straps here for scout carry, so I can carry that sideways in the back. Came with this. It was disassembled, like this wasn't attached and this wasn't attached, and it comes with a sheath, fire steel sheath, and it clips in like this, right? And then these two lanyard holes down here, I could actually attach some paracord or something like that and tie it to my thigh if I wanted to. So if I didn't want it flopping around, I was in the woods. So yeah, very cool. I really like this aesthetic. And at first I was a little hesitant and thought, you're being a fool, Paul. You don't need this. But now that I have it, I think that I'm actually going to use it a lot in the kitchen. Definitely going to be able to take a lot of abuse. And I definitely will take this camping with me as well when I go on large parties and stuff like that. I'm cooking for a lot of people, which I tend to do. So that is very cool too. This is just a first impressions. Now, obviously, it's not an unboxing because I did the unboxing yesterday. And like I said, I needed more context for this knife. And I'm glad I did, because I would have sounded like not very intelligent if I had gone ahead and posted what I recorded yesterday. I probably still sound like a moron, but now I at least am a moron who did some research. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Comments really help the channel. And if you want to get a chance to win a knife every month, all you got to do for $3 a month is click the button down below, follow it to Patreon, and subscribe. I really appreciate my Patreon supporters. You guys are the best, and I'll see you guys next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.